Hey mama, I polled my 415,000 followers and asked them, what type of birth class do you want? And they told me we want something simple that we can listen to on the go, whether you're nesting, you're walking, or just trying to rest. So I created the Calm Labor Birth Pod. It is my audio-only birth class designed for real life. So if you're pregnant, you're overwhelmed by all the what ifs, you don't need to Google. You just need calm, evidence-based guidance from a labor nurse. You can listen on the go. It's $97, or you can start today for just $33. Go to labornursemama.com/guide or hit the link in the show notes to grab it. Good morning, mamas. Today we're going to talk about rewiring your birth thoughts and fears because you are in control. I want you to know that birth is often filled with fear-based narratives, but it doesn't have to be. So we're going to talk about the science of your thoughts and how that affects your birth. We're going to talk about rewiring your thoughts for a positive birth experience. And then I'm going to tell you about my calm and confident birth framework that I use with my students and my members. So first, let's talk about the science of thoughts and birth. Joe Dispenza says, your thoughts are incredibly powerful. They have the ability to create your reality. If you think the same thoughts, you will create the same experiences. And then Mel Robbins, she says the brain has one job: to protect you. If you constantly tell yourself birth is scary or painful, your brain will find evidence to prove that that's true, whether it's through social media or media in general or hearing horror stories. What we tell ourselves, we believe, and when we believe it, we manifest it. The brain is neuroplastic, which means it can be rewired to think differently about birth. So fear triggers the fight or flight response. And if you want to know more about this and how this works in slowing your labor and potentially increasing interventions and even ending up in a C-section, watch my free workshop. You can go to labornursemama.com/faster. And you can watch that workshop, and I'll go into this in more detail. But fear triggers the fight or flight response, which can slow labor. It can make it feel like it's more painful because it increases your pain perception, and that will make your birth more difficult, even slowing it and even ending up in a C-section. But on the flip side, when you are calm and confident, that activates oxytocin, which AKA the love hormone. And that is the hormone that makes your labor progress smoothly. This is why how you think about your birth directly affects how you experience. So I want you guys to do a thought audit. I want you to sit down with a piece of paper and I want you to map out, what am I telling myself often about my upcoming birth? Am I thinking, oh my God, this is going to be so scary. It's going to be so painful. What if I can't push? What if I blah, blah, blah? What if the doctors don't listen to me? Whatever it is, I want you to brain dump it, okay? Because what you think about your birth directly affects how you experience it. You can actually manifest what you're thinking into physical being. So if you're thinking birth is scary, birth is horrible, it's something I have to get through, you are going to experience that type of birth. But on the flip side, when you start thinking birth is calm, birth is natural, birth is beautiful, you can actually manifest that as well. So what we want to do is we want to rewire your thoughts for a positive birth. So the first step would be becoming aware. Like, this is why we're doing a brain dump. Recognize those fear-based thoughts. What are you telling yourself about your birth? The next thing we're going to do is called a pattern interruption, interrupting the pattern. Using affirmations, you can use hypnobirthing, visualization to rewire the brain. We're going to interrupt that pattern. We're going to stop those thoughts. I tell my students all the time, stop it, flip it. Now say what you want. Stop saying what you don't want. If you say what you don't want over and over again, you're going to manifest it. It's going to happen. It will become reality. So what we want is we want to say what we actually want. So step 3 is replacing it with empowered thoughts. The words you choose are going to shape your experience. So instead of saying, I'm scared of the pain, reframe it as, I trust my body to work through contractions. So example, women who approach birth with confidence and knowledge statistically Statistically, I'm not just throwing this out of thin air. They have shorter labors, fewer interventions, and better overall experience, including less C-sections. So this is why inside of my birth classes, I have what I call my Common Confident Birth Framework. It's a 3-part framework. So when you join my birth classes, you're not just getting the knowledge. You're not just finding out all about the birth process, what you need to know, all of that, the what and why. That is part of my framework. Knowledge, it's a huge part of my framework. Birth education teaches you the truth about labor, about interventions. My students, they know as much as I know, a 16-year high-risk labor and delivery nurse, mom of 7. They know how to navigate the hospital system. My birth classes are not for someone who doesn't want to know all the things. Like, you need to want to know all the things. You want to be in charge with powerful knowledge. But the next part of my framework is the mindset, the inner work. We're going to rewire your fear into confidence. And we use neuroscience-based techniques like visualization, relaxation, breathing. I give you tools to use. We have over 50 types of labor coping tools that can work in all arenas of life, honestly. The third part of my framework is advocacy. This is knowing how to speak up, knowing how to make decisions. This will help you feel in control in any birth setting, because birth is not something that happens to you. I don't want you guys to feel like you're just a passive passenger. You're not. You are the queen. You are steering this ship. Birth is not something that happens to you. You are the one who gets to decide. Women who take control of their birth experience walk away feeling empowered, no matter what twists or turns happen. Your birth experience is shaped before labor even begins by the thoughts you choose to believe, by the little things that are on repeat in your brain, by the things that you choose to pull into you, whether it's watching, random Instagram reels or watching movies that portray birth as scary and out of control, or letting people tell you their horror stories, which I don't recommend you do. I recommend you say, no, thank you. I'll hear your birth story after I have my baby. I don't want it to affect me. I also want you to remember, if this is not your first baby, and you had a experience the first time that you're not happy with, this is a new experience. This is not that experience. This is a new baby. This is not that baby. And you don't have to replay what happened to you the first time if you don't want to. If you want to have a peaceful, calm birth, you're in charge of that. And I invite you into my birth classes. There's no hesitation here. I know that they are the best birth classes out there. I know that because you not only get your classes and the knowledge, but you also get access to me. You get to hang out with me on Zoom 3 times a month where we walk through these things. So if you have something come up, we get to walk through it as a group and with a birth professional. And I will teach you how to advocate for yourself with confidence. You'll watch these mothers who are farther along from you and they are navigating experiences, and you get to hear how they navigated it. And then there's women that are not as far along as you that are watching you. And we are a family, and we work together to create a beautiful birth experience. And I do this because I don't want my daughters to go through what I did with my first birth. And a lot of that with my first birth was, number one, I went into it winging it, sort of. I did exactly what was told. I took the hospital birth class, which just reinforced policies and procedures. I was a good little patient who said yes, sir, to everything. And I ended up having an episiotomy. I ended up having every intervention. And in all reality, my birth was really fast for a first birth, and I shouldn't have had to have all those things. But I didn't have the mindset. I didn't have the advocacy piece put in there. I didn't know what I didn't know. And I don't want that for you. I don't want that for my daughters. We have to change this birth culture to one of power. You are in control of the birth room. You are in control of your thoughts. So start rewiring them right now. All right, Mama, I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Birth Experience with Labor Nurse Mama. Remember, here's what you need to know. You're in control of your thoughts. You're in control of your birth. You get to be the one who decides. Your thoughts, your mindset, your knowledge, your advocacy. These are your tools. Do not give them to someone else. And if you're ready to go deeper, come join me inside the classes. I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing week. Don't forget, write a review, hit subscribe, and I'll see you again next Friday. Bye for now.